Your friends would frequently force you to watch shows that they were obsessed with within their spare time. Sometimes it's a force for good. You get good entertainment. On most other days, you'll be subjected to their heinous biases, wasting valuable time watching shows that are vastly overrated. Hey guys, welcome to my channel Series Pulse. Today we're here with a list of the top 10 most overrated TV shows. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on your favorite TV shows, and without further ado, let's start the video. Starting off with number 10, How I Met Your Mother. Starring Josh Rander, Kobe Smulders, Jason Segel, and Neil Patrick Harris. The series follows Ted Mosby's, Josh Rayner, adventures as a single man and his love life. The story revolves around his closest friends, including Marshall Erickson, Jason Segel, and Lily Aldrin, Allison Hannigan, womanizing playboy Barney Stinson, Neil Patrick Harris, and Canadian news reporter Robert Shabasky, Kobe Smulders. The lives of all the characters are intertwined. The show's frame story depicts Ted verbally retelling the story to his son, Luke, played by David Henry, and daughter, Penny, Lindsay Finesca, as they sit on the couch in the year 2030. The show is simply not funny in the manner which it was intended. Besides, Marshall and Robin are the only members of the group you could actually like in person. Furthermore, the show's portrayal of certain characters was simply incorrect and outdated, even at the time it aired. Number 9. Stranger Things, starring Winona Ryder, David Harbour, Finn Wolfhard, Gaten Matarazzo, and Natalia Dyer. Stranger Things is set in Hawkins, Indiana in the early 1980s, in a fictional rural town. The nearby Hawkins National Laboratory purports to conduct scientific research for the US Department of Energy, but it secretly conducts paranormal and supernatural experiments, including those involving human test subjects. They unintentionally created a portal to an alternate dimension known as the Upside Down. The influence of the Upside Down starts to affect the unknowing residents of Hawkins in pernicious ways. Will Byers, a young boy, and Barbara Holland, a teenage girl, are kidnapped by a mysterious humanoid creature. At the same time, a young psychokinetic girl who goes by the name Eleven escapes from the laboratory and assists Will's friends, Mike, Dustin, and Lucas, in their own efforts to find Will. The show's not bad, but it isn't the Frankenstein's monster that it is made out to be. 70s kids with a lot of pop culture references fighting sci-fi monsters with the help of a person who has been illegally experimented on. I wonder where we've seen that before. Let me think. Oh yeah, every second sci-fi show before it. Number 8. 13 Reasons Why. Starring Dylan Minnette, Alicia Bowe, and Brandon Flynn. 13 Reasons Why is an American teen drama streaming television series created by Brian Yorkley for Netflix, based on Jay Asher's 2007 novel 13 Reasons Why. The story follows Clay Jensen, a high school student, as he deals with the aftermath of Hannah Baker's suicide. The show examines and depicts a variety of social issues that affect today's youth. Clay Jensen, a Liberty High student, receives a set of cassette tapes on his front porch. Hannah Baker, a former Liberty High student, recorded these tapes after she committed suicide and recorded 13 reasons for doing so. Sure, the story is interesting and the subject is delicate, but could we please hire people who can act? The acting is so poor on so many levels that it actually kills any kind of momentum the writing builds. Number 7. Young Sheldon. Starring Ian Armitage, Zoe Perry, Lance Barber, and Jim Parsons. Young Sheldon is a CBS sitcom created by Chuck Lorre and Stephen Milaro, about a young man. It starts with Sheldon Cooper, who is 9 years old, living with his family in East Texas and attending high school. He tries to fit into a world full of people, including his own family and friends who don't know how to deal with his unique intellectual abilities and social ineptitude as a 9-year-old boy in high school. Now, who approved this show in the first place? While it's exciting to see a young genius in the traditionally conservative and religious state of Texas, we've already seen far too much of Sheldon at this point. Aside from that, the jokes and gags aren't funny. Sheldon's young actor tries his hardest to save the show, but it's simply not enough. Number 6. Gotham. Starring Ben McKenzie, Donald Logue, and David Mazouz. Gotham is an American crime drama television series created by Bruno Heller and produced by Warner Bros. It is based on characters from the Batman mythos as depicted in DC Comics' Batman comic books. Detective James Gordon of the Gotham City Police Department and his corrupt partner Harvey Bullock are tasked with solving a number of criminal cases in Gotham City, including the assassination of Bruce Wayne's parents. This show has a total of 5 seasons. We all know how Bruce Wayne became Batman. We've seen a lot of different versions of the same story. I'm trying to make the point that this show is pointless. Number 5. The Big Bang Theory, starring Johnny Galecki, Kaylee Cuoco, Jim Parsons, Simon Helberg, and Kunal Nayyar. The Big Bang Theory is an American television sitcom created by Chuck Lorre and Bill Prady. The show originally centered on 5 characters living in Pasadena, California: Leonard Hofstadter, Johnny Galecki, and Sheldon Cooper, Jim Parsons, both physicists at Caltech, who share an apartment; Penny, Kaylee Cuoco, a waitress and aspiring actress who lives across the hall; and Leonard and Sheldon, similarly geeky and socially awkward friends and co-workers, aerospace engineer Howard Wolowitz, Simon Helberg, and astrophysicist Raj Koothrappali. Kunal Nayyar. If you're smart, The Big Bang Theory is hilarious. Please don't pass judgment on us. It's like Friends with 6 Rosses and bad haircuts. The jokes are stereotypical, and some of these well-loved nerds are creepy. Personally, it feels like this show was written for parents whose children grew up on video games. Number 4. The Walking Dead, starring Norman Reedus, Melissa McBride, Lauren Cohen, and Josh McDermott. The Walking Dead is an American post-apocalyptic horror television series based on Robert Kirkman, Tony Moore, and Charlie Audrich's comic book series of the same name, which together form the core of the Walking Dead franchise. The series features a large ensemble cast as survivors of a zombie apocalypse trying to stay alive under near-constant threat of attacks from zombies known as walkers, among other nicknames. However, with the fall of modern civilization, these survivors must confront other human survivors who have formed groups and communities with their own sets of laws and morals, sometimes leading to open, hostile conflict between them. Inconsistency is a word that comes to mind when thinking of The Walking Dead. The first season was epic. Since then, things have only gotten worse. The episodes are excessively long, with 30 minutes of walking and talking, and only 5 to 10 minutes of zombie killing. It does insert some well-made episodes in between that manage to divert your attention away from the rest of the season, but it's simply not enough. Number 3. Grey's Anatomy, starring Ellen Pompeo, Sandra Oh, Katherine Hagel, Justin Chambers, and T.R. Knight. Grey's Anatomy is an American medical drama television series that premiered on March 27, 2005, on the American Broadcasting Company, ABC, as a mid-season replacement. The show follows surgical interns, residents, and attendings as they grow into experienced doctors while juggling personal and professional relationships. Dr. Meredith Grey, played by Ellen Pompeo, is the central character of the series. Grey begins as an intern and progresses through the ranks to become the chief of general surgery, all while exploring the ups and downs of a surgeon's life. The show is similar to a teen drama, but it features grown-up doctors who enjoy sleeping with each other. They actually spend more time sleeping with each other than they do actually treating patients. Number 2. The Flash, starring Grant Gustin, Candice Patton, and Danielle Panabaker. Greg Berlanti, Andrew Keseberg, and Jeff Johns created The Flash, an American superhero television drama series. It is based off the Barry Allen incarnation of DC Comics character The Flash, a costumed superhero crime fighter with the power to move at superhuman speeds. It's a spin-off from Arrow, existing in the same fictional universe known as Arrowverse. Barry Allen, played by Grant Gustin, is a crime scene investigator who gains superhuman speed, which he uses to fight criminals, including those who have gained superhuman abilities as well. The show started off well, but the Scarlet Speedster sped into a lot of unnecessary bullshit pretty early, making a superhero TV show into a soap opera with unrealistic side characters. Also, why do we have Iris in the first place? I understand the importance of strong female characters. She used to be a local journalist, but now she is the captain of the Flash team. And finally, number 1. The Vampire Diaries, starring Paul Wesley, Ian Somerhalder, Kat Graham, Candice King, and Nina Dobrev. The Vampire Diaries is an American supernatural teen drama television series created by Kevin Williamson and Julie Plec, and based on the L.J. Smith novel series of the same name. The series takes place in the fictional town of Mystic Falls, Virginia, which has a long history of supernatural events. It follows Elena Gilbert, Nina Dobrev, a teen who recently lost both her parents in a car accident, as she falls in love with Stefan Salvatore, a 162-year-old vampire played by Paul Wesley. Their relationship becomes increasingly complicated as Stefan's mysterious older brother, Damon Salvatore, played by Eamon Somerhalder, returns with a plan to resurrect their past love, Catherine Pierce, also played by Dobrev, a vampire who looks exactly like Elena. We all admire Ian Somerhalder's good looks, but let's face it, Let's be honest, even his jawline couldn't stop the fact that it was a high school werewolf vampire drama. After a bit, it really started to drag on. That was all from the video. I hope you've enjoyed this list of the most overrated TV shows. Subscribe for more content like this and hit the like button to help us out. Thanks again for watching, guys.